Welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix playthrough. We're back here in Traverse Town for reasons unknown, except I previewed the footage so I remembered why I came back here. We're gonna use this Green Trinity to open up on the feature we brought up in Atlantica for getting the Ultima weapon, a very tedious factor of the game if you bother to do it, but the payoff is minorly satisfactory.
I'd say the payoff's very good. Aside from the point that once you've played the game enough to get it anyway, which I feel like we already talked about.
Yeah,
It's one of those. It's like.
it's one of those things you can really only deal with once.
Yeah, very true. Or if there's a. Oh, I get. Oh, that's why there's the one last postcard.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you didn't get them before, but.
Yeah, there are a few couple postcards that are not accessible at certain bits in the game. Like, I'm sure you people have noticed in previous runs of Traverse Town that there is a door clearly marked to this room, but it is locked for as long as that Trinity is not activated. So that's why
you opened it.
Yeah, so that's why we couldn't, get in that way.
So.
And by lighting the fireplace, not only do you make the room warmer, but you open up this treasure chest. It's actually not there if you didn't light the fireplace.
Really?
Yep. I'm fairly certain anyway. I don't take my word for it, but I'm fairly certain that's how you make it appear.
That's cool. Hey, it's Sora. Well, see, like that.
Yeah, they made it.
That's why you don't even worry about them.
They took that one gummy block without a thruster and made it to Traverse Town.
Maybe they sat on it like an asteroid.
That would have been hysterical. If there isn't already, somebody please make fan art of that. I need to see this. And, just have them be attacked by the Heartless.
They're just like, oh no.
And then
But they
Monstro
make it.
runs into them. I don't know. The image is very funny, especially because, the gummy was very dinky and green. And, Pinocchio's holding out for it dear life. Geppetto's holding onto his nose. I got a lot of funny images of it. There's the, rich cum, according to Max here.
That's how it's spelled. I'm just trying to...
Very
not very smart, but that's how it's spelled.
Very nifty items for getting all 10 postcards. Got a couple of power-ups that ups your stats by 1 just for having them.
Yeah, very, Yeah, there's not that many in the game. Actually, I guess technically there's infinite, as you could make them.
Yes, in the synthesize shop, you do unlock more recipes. You can't find new recipes as opposed to how it works in Kingdom Hearts 2, but you unlock more by meeting a certain requirement. I think it's 3 or 4, and it unlocks more. Yeah, I wanted to show off how you can. This is the mermaid kick.
When not in Atlantica.
Yeah.
As you can see, he has his little, sort of like a butterfly, just wrong hand movements.
Kinda. It's a very strong dive, and you can take advantage of the lift it gives you to get onto that stone.
I never knew that.
Just wanted to...
I guess, I'm wondering, is that what you're supposed to do?
Well, I would imagine you're supposed to use another ability in the in the next couple worlds, but yeah, just a little shortcut, I think.
Yeah, it's cool, and if you notice, those are Dalmatians 1, 2, and 3.
Which
I'm
is
not sure if
strange.
that has. Yeah, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with actual. That's when they programmed them or anything, but
For some reason, you also need Blizzara to put out those candle lights. Blizzard alone does not work.
I think it does actually.
No, it doesn't. It puts them out, but they come back.
With Blizzard?
Yeah, with just Blizzard, it doesn't work. The same with the torches in Olympia.
Because I knew the torches in Olympia needed the higher magic, but I always thought for the candles, if you hit them with your Keyblade, they go out for a sec.
Nope, just with the regular Blizzard, it doesn't work.
Oh. But still. I just see it was worth it to do that as you got a defense up. Which you'll generally be using on Sora, unless you're weird.
Yeah, and what I was saying before about the synthesizing is that you unlock more recipes, and eventually you get, AP up, defense up, power up. And the ones you get just regularly in the game, they do... It seems like adding, just one to a stat is very minuscule, but it does add up eventually.
Yep. And technically, if it is in Synthesis, you can reach full potential, but I'm not sure if other games have this, but Kingdom Hearts definitely is just total... Your damage caps out really early.
Yeah.
Which is something that... I don't mean to crush people's dreams who wanted to synthesize enough power-ups and stuff, but it's true. Apparently, I'm not much about this since I don't like going to the code of games to figure stuff out, but from what I've heard online, apparently your damage caps at a very not that high amount.
Well, as long as we're on the subject of, attack power, I want to bring up that I will try to be showing off all the Keyblades except for Ultima Weapon. When you have Ultima Weapon, you've done basically everything else in the game.
Yes. It's like... Honestly, it'd be weird if you were not powerful enough to already beat what's left.
Yeah.
If you got the thing. And it's not just... It's not like because you'll... It's just because it takes time.
Mm-hmm. It's very tedious. They make it a chore with the new materials they added in. And the new ones you need to make the Ultima Weapon in the first place. And everything else you need to make in order to unlock it. To unlock the recipe for the Ultima Weapon, you need to have synthesized everything else as well.
Which was...
everything else. Like I was saying before. It's 3 or 4 to unlock more recipes, where you get up to 12 different recipes. And then, once you get about 8 or 9, I think it goes up a bit more. So on and so forth.
Yeah, and then it'll just... And it's a little more interesting in this version, as in, Final Mix, because you'd get, ultimate weapons. They're not ultimate weapons, I just lied. But special weapons for Donald and Goofy as well.
Yeah.
So, I do like they made the synthesis list bigger.
There you go.
It's just... it's cool, but... I don't know, it's hard to explain. You'd have to... I don't know, go online and look up the difference between the recipes and you'll probably figure out what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. And from a very much disliked world, we come to possibly one of my all-time favorites. This is Halloween Town. And it is gorgeous. Look at it. That logo. This entrance of Halloween, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Oh, aren't they adorable?
I always love Donald's design. Because he doesn't have a stomach.
Yes, that...
But he's still a duck.
I remember... Okay. I'm not sure...
What that has to do
A duck can not have a stomach and still be a duck. I'm not sure... I'm not sure why that needed to be added. Anyway. I do remember that was one of the things you told me about his design, and I actually had to zoom in on him, and oh my god. His upper torso is floating. It's crazy.
Because it always threw me off. Okay, this...
Now we have to open up into another Heartless fight scene, just like in Atlantica.
But wait. Okay, this is the bullshit of Kingdom Hearts 1. You could argue that Kingdom Hearts 2 mixed up too many things. But that is because Kingdom Hearts 1 was a mess in some points. And this is a prime example. Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Well, it's actually on the other ledge. I actually kind of waste my time a bit here. But then I remember it's this one. And then... There you go. But yeah, that's the easy... I think that's the only way to get up here. And then you need another ability to glide to that pumpkin mouth over there. And there's... I believe the Dalmatians are in that one. But please do go on. Why is this bullshit?
Oh, because what's going on here? They're not threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, because they like this place.
But Sora's there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said earlier in a different cutscene that the Heartless hunt them by the Keyblade.
Well, see... for once, I'm going to try and suppress what my mind is thinking right now and save it for a totally different playthrough. But I do have a reason of why this isn't as bullshit as it appears, even though it clearly is. But basically, Well, they'll explain it a little later. All you need to know right now is that they aren't hostile at the moment, and that's because they are now a part of the Halloween ceremony. And here he is. So scary.
Jack. Yes, is.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Sadly, not. I don't think as well done as the Genie adaptation, but
Nah.
still okay, I guess.
He does an okay job. I prefer his roles in Kingdom Hearts 2. You know, I'm really glad that they. And you know, this kind of follows what Atlantica did.
Yeah.
It doesn't follow the story at all.
But then the second one actually does, sort of.
Well, it's almost like the second one is like the sequel. In a way, it's like it implies that those events have already happened, and it's just happening
but
again.
like the second one is what like follows the story, and it's interesting. A lot of worlds do. I've noticed like Aladdin's world, Deep Jungle to some degree, sort of followed the Disney movie plot, just with Sora added in.
Yeah.
While some, like Atlantica and this world, do not.
Mm-hmm.
But some worlds that didn't have that in the sequel sort of follow it. It's just kind of interesting.
Something that somebody pointed out to me for 2 also was in Agrabah, that's basically Jafar Returns. Or Return of Jafar.
Yeah. That's what I would. That's, again, and also some take the sequel of the movie for the game. That might be the only example. But I guess I just find it interesting that, like, what makes them decide what they want to do.
But I feel like we may be talking about the sequel a bit too much,
Yeah.
but really, I think part of it is just the hype that 2.5 Remix is coming out in, what is it, like a month?
Yeah, month.
Basically, a month at the time of this recording, anyway.
Okay, but see, like, he's saying the Heartless?
Yes.
As in the Heartless, as in that specific Heartless? Or the Heartless as in every Heartless?
I think he's assuming, like, the Heartless
for
this world.
I hate this delivery of this line. He already knows what it's doing here. That's why he opened the lock. And he's like, what's this Heartless doing here?
Well, I actually kind of like that line because he's kind of going all investigator mode.
I know, but he overheard what they were doing. That's why he opened the lock in the first place.
Okay, Doctor, let's continue.
Well,
Ingredients for a heart.
Oh, well, yeah, I get what you're saying. Well, I think he's just trying to get the whole story.
Yeah, I guess.
Hope and despair.
It kind of takes me back to Deep Jungle, where Goofy's like, "Oh, did you get that?" No. So I think it was something on a similar level. But yeah, basically what they're trying to do is.
Oh, this is my. Sorry, I just love this. I just like this
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Because it just
This is so
it
great.
fits very well with the character in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's alive! It's alive! And
It's not.
16 experience.
oh no! It just works so well.
It failed.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I actually can't remember. Thanks for interrupting me there.
I'm sorry. I just like that scene. Ugh, that part's gross.
I like how they kept stuff like that in.
Him scratching his brain.
Yeah, because that was actually in the movie.
That's gross though. That's painful.
Something about Kingdom Hearts being like my first experience with a lot of movies. Like my first experience with Nightmare Before Christmas was this game, and I'm like, I really want to see the movie, and I was just blown away by it. But what I was going to say is that the experiment they're trying to perform is to get the ghost to dance with Jack, and
by giving them a heart.
yeah,
But they
and
just
for whatever reason they think that'll work.
Well,
And it
for
seems
one, let's try to solve why dancing equals scary. But
yeah.
But now the Heartless are out of control from the experiment.
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 Tan.
See? Experiment triggered something. I'm saying nothing makes sense. How come giving the... nice Donald. I don't know. This is fun. But it's just nothing... I cannot calculate what's going on in this world. he said if they give him a heart, they wouldn't have to fight the Heartless. And they're talking about it so nonchalantly, but that would be like the greatest thing of all
Because
time.
they're really ignorant about what the Heartless are, especially.
So what?
Well, okay. Since I won't be like taking the time to go over each individual one and reading them to the audience, I'm going to go over what we collected from Jafar and I believe Ursula as well. I didn't actually see the Ansem reports. Those talk about his various experiments with the Heartless. There is a point, and this is kind of minor spoilers, and it's brought to light, really, no pun intended, in the in Kingdom Hearts 2, and I guess you could say Onward, but really just in 2. The difference, oh, and Days as well, I'm sorry. But the difference between the Shadows and Darkseid, the big, you know, the really, really big Medusa-headed thing that killed Destiny Island. The difference between those Heartless and the kind of themed ones, I guess you can say, like the apes or monkeys in Deep Jungle, the bandits in Agrabah, the ghouls in Halloween Town, as like we just killed, those have the crest, the strange little, you know, stitched heart crest. That's because they are artificial Heartless that originated from Ansem's experiments. My connection with that is Dr. Finkelstein tampering with their design messed with their behavior, but only on a small scale. And when they messed with it a bit more, it kind of untriggered it. Like, really, that's the only sense I can make of it. Like, I do tend to defend this game a bit more than it deserves when things really do just kind of go out of hand, but that is, I would argue, a very reasonable explanation of why things are so strange and why the Heartless would dance at all. You know, it's the experiments they're performing has an effect on them because, you know, think of it like an experiment, a chemical reaction, like a mechanism, machine, you know, something. It's weird sciencey stuff I can't really explain accurately. But that's just my theory, that because they're artificial Heartless, they can be affected in such a way.
I guess that is true. No, I guess I never thought of it that way. They are technically containers that are just waiting for a heart to some degree. That's sort of, that's not, I don't know if that's the exact words, container, but that's kind of, they do slightly brief over that in this game if you read the reports. But it's still never fully explained. Yeah, they do go deeper into it into the sequels, and very much so, because this game does not.
It is just kind of go to Disney World and have fun.
Yeah, like
they really don't get into the lore that much until the sequels.
No. Yeah.
Which again is an argument for another time, but I'm really struggling to save that for the appropriate time.
Well, because it's like the most fun thing to talk about this series.
I know.
Talking about really stupid little stuff.
Yeah, gotta stay on subject though. I really liked Oogie Boogie's performance. He was very on character.
Yeah, very good. Very. I'm going to assume, considering that it's fairly new, that that's probably the same guy.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel, on the other hand, can go crawl back into the hole they crawled out of.
Were those not their original voices?
Oh my god, it's not even. I don't care who's voicing them. They suck. They're not even trying.
But it's Phil and Lil. You don't like Phil and Lil?
Is it really?
Yeah. Well, they're the girl. I don't remember.
Voicing
Shock?
all three of them?
No, just the girl. Shock or something. Wait.
Yeah, it's Locke is the kid with the devil mask, Barrel is the kid with the skull mask, and Shock is the witch.
But let's see. You're right. Staying on topic, as you were saying, this is sort of following. Nah, I would say yeah. This more takes elements from the movie. as opposed to actually following a story connected to it.
Yeah, basically.
But like they got the same, unless they got, you know, the rivalry, I suppose, is what you'd call it, between him and Oogie Boogie. You know, the little kids kind of being his helpers, I guess. Although you can see they obviously, I thought that was sort of disturbing that they're actually afraid of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, it's an eerie thought.
Yeah.
That they're like stupid kids who are helping.
You ready for this?
Nice.
Double Tri Thunder. Beautiful.
Look at
I
all
will
those balls.
take. I will take this mystery goo proudly.
That was pretty good.
I was
can't
really
believe that
happy. I was really happy with that take because it was the first time I entered the room.
Well, because think about it, it's like you got lucky the first 2 times, then it kind of got bugged up, but boom,
Yeah.
it all worked out.
One thing I did want to mention real quick about that is that I believe it's really only Halloween Town that the mushrooms will perform the kind of spinning thing, and that's when you need to use arrow and collect arrow arts. And once you collect all the arts, you get, I believe it's a wand for Donald.
Yeah.
You just go back to Merlin. and
Yeah,
tell him
Merlin.
about your-
Merlin has 3 special like weapons for all 3 of the characters that are gotten by doing certain magical things.
Well, you say 3, but there's definitely more than 3 requirements that you get a reward from them. There's collecting. There's learning all the types of spells. Then,
which is you get Sora's Keyblade.
I believe
You get level 3,
Yeah, I believe there's one for maxing out each spell.
and then getting all the arts, and then I guess you're right. You do get another wand for Donald if you get all the summons.
Yeah,
The fairy
summon
godmother.
gems.
Yeah, the fairy godmother will give Donald something cool.
Now, what did you think about giving Jack spells?
As like his attacks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I don't. I guess. Well. I guess it makes
You're about
sense.
You're about as dumbfounded as I'm
Well,
about it.
no. Well, because I'm trying. I'm trying to think about it, but it kind of makes sense to some degree because he's just kind of a mystical guy. Like, Aladdin has a sword. What's his face had a well. Like, why does Aladdin know? Why does Tarzan know the wind moves and all that?
Yeah.
He's using the power of Halloween and frights. I guess, I don't know.
Which is, again, very much adapted in the sequel, but damn it. I gotta stop talking about 2. Just wait another month, it's on its way.
Is it sure to work?
That's my heart, except it's beating a lot faster whenever I think about 2. That was very disturbing. Oh, that poor crippled man.
No, it's so me.
Up to their
You darn
tricks
kid.
and treats.
Get off my lawn.